I have to admit, I'm a hard-working person.
Good morning. It is Monday, June 17th today. Uncle Ron and I are moving the semi. We gotta take it back to Zitto's and get a full fertilizer so Jeremy can keep the furrower going. But we've already got a few of the fields set up that we're gonna water today, tomorrow. Jeremy's got to furrow a couple. He's got to furrow Elmer's and the big field on Grandpa's. He got the one field down here to Waldron's done. I think they're actually watering it now. But then we got to go back and work on the swather. I guess it broke a little more than what Uncle Rick thought when he ran the harrow through it. So I'll show you that when we get back there. Apparently none of the lights work on that trailer anymore. Brake lights, turn signals, nothing. Oh, you gotta love it. This is all because of that harrow you hit.
Yep. We didn't have a time drive. Okay, Ike. Tighten that one up. Tighten that one up.
Turns. Do I dare ask what one of them things cost?
One of these, $150.
Yeesh. back.
Parts and pieces.
Left a bolt in there. Boy, that thing will chew you up in a hurry. Once that bolt came out, it sounded pretty good. Need a 5S it.
Probably still need a new one here and a new one here. They're all getting kind of worn out.
Boy, that ground sounds a little hard. So he's furrowing, getting this field ready so we can start watering it tomorrow. He'll back up some spots where the end didn't dig in very good and try and make those furrows a little bit deeper. Looks like he might have to make some adjustments. Then you're just drizzling straight nitrogen on, right?
Yeah.
Oh. There goes the glove.
Better than skin, I guess.
Yeah. Looks like we got a little leak.
Yes, there's a hose bar. I need to put a new one on it.
Making a pretty good furrow. Can't believe how much his corn's grown the last week or so. It's amazing what a little bit of heat will do on this stuff. Now once we get the water on it, it'll really take off. So he folds the wings up a little bit, so when he turns, he doesn't hit the ditch bank or those pipes sticking up out of the ground that we water out of. So as he's going along, he's drizzling fertilizer in front of the furrow. We're kind of over by the corn, and then as the shovel goes through and makes a furrow, it throws the dirt up on top of that fertilizer to cover it, and then as we water it, just gradually soaks it down into the ground for the corn to use. I think he can do about, what do you say, 5 or 6 acres with those tanks on there, and then he's got to go refill. He kind of wants to get a different system, but for now that's what we have to use. And then once he gets this furrowed, Uncle Rick will come in and they'll bring that blade in and make the dikes across the end here. So that we can start watering this, get the headlands set. And I can't remember on this end, I think they do 6 rows per riser here, whereas with the siphon tubes we do 4 rows, or try to, as long as he's counting right. And then on the cement ditch, I think we do 8 rows per tube coming out of there, 8 or 10 depending on how it works out. But as you can see, I got my jacket back on. We had a cold front come through last night, a dry cold front. We went from 85, 90 yesterday to 60 today. I think we're supposed to be mid-60s tomorrow and then back into the 90s by Wednesday, Thursday. So yeah, it's a little chilly out here. The wind wasn't blowing, it wouldn't be so bad. You wouldn't need a jacket, but ran over a little bit of corn. So he's found over the years that if he backs up and does the first 30 or 40 feet twice, it makes a little bit deeper furrow, so the water starts off a lot better and runs a lot more even down through them. You still have the slow ones, no matter what you do, you still have to cross them, but it just makes it a little bit easier on the irrigators and whatnot when you're regulating the top end. And then when you're getting down to cross them. This field we're kind of lucky on because it waters from both ends. There's a ditch on this end and there's a ditch on the other end up there by Uncle Ron's house. So if we don't get all the rows done from one side, the water will run from the other side up in there a ways. But he's moving right along. I think he's gonna try and get this filled and then get Elmer's done today so we can water them this week, tomorrow, and well, Uncle Rick will have to water them Wednesday and Thursday because I'll be back at work. But yeah, it's good to see this all getting done. We watered this corn Thursday. It sure looks a lot better. Nice and green. It's jumped up quite a bit. Yeah, I think Uncle Rick and Isaac are hauling hay. We got the water going on neighbor lady's yard for her. And then I think the other neighbor's gonna take it on his garden, and we'll take it on some grain for the rest of the afternoon. We kind of switched around a little bit. The one neighbor, he wanted to water in the night, so we told him we'd take it during the day today, and then he can water his hay tonight, and then we'll take it back from him in the morning and start probably on this cornfield here. So yeah, that's the plan for the day. Alright, I just got the water started here on this long skinny field of Zittos. We got 3 runs left. Jeremy's still furrowing, so we had me come start it. But I'm going to show you the little project Jeremy's got going on down here. And if it works, it's going to make it really nice water in this lower field here. But freaking wind is picked up. I don't know where this wind came from, but it is really blowing now. Oh, and I got the hiccups. But anywho, this is part of the project here. Oh. He's putting these head gates in the ditch so we won't have to use dams anymore, because he wants to try and water this field. And I emphasize the word try, to water it with 2-inch tubes instead of the big 4-inch ones like we use, because I know it doesn't look like it on camera, but there is a lot of fall in this field, and when it's in the corn, the water just shoots right through it and doesn't soak very well. So we're hoping that if we can use 2-inch tubes, the hope is it'll slow down and soak better, but we will see. Been a long time since we watered anything with 2-inch tubes. I gotta watch out so I don't run over his other head gate he's got here in the middle of the road while I'm backing up. Okay, I think I'm around it. Yep, I'm around it. Get the glare off of it. He's gonna put that in right here somewhere. I'm not sure where. I think he's got it all figured out where he wants it, so he can block it off for the right amount of pipes and that he's gonna run. And then he's got one more project down here on the end of the ditch that I'll show you when I get here. His father-in-law bought a little mini excavator, and that thing is coming in very handy already. They've replaced the crossing pipe here and made it a lot nicer, and then they're extending the end of the ditch out a little bit. They took that old black pipe out there that was right here for the crossing, put in a bunch of concrete ones that we had laying around, so we got a lot wider entrance to get in, because you kept driving off the edge of that thing. You drop your tire off the edge of it, especially in the middle of the night. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I think he's still furrowing. I think Uncle Rick's still hauling hay, so I'm gonna go check on them. He said to let this run about 4 or 5 hours, and then come back and look at it. But I can't believe how much it's grown just in the last not even week or so. It's already almost touching all the way across the rows. You can't even see down them. Normally you can see which ones have water coming down them and which ones don't, but I can't even see the water on these. So yeah, I'll go check on them too and see what we're doing from there. Wind. Suck, that got hold.
Dad, we'll see in the video. Just a brief moment of me waiting.
Alright, we're gonna start shoveling these out while he's making dikes. If we don't blow away freaking wind.
We're here watering corn, and we're going to change it. My dad's grabbing the pipe and the cameraman, so I don't have to do anything. Except film. The most important role in farming.
We gotta figure out how we're gonna water 23 headlands when we can only water 10 at a time.
We run 2 runs of 10 and then 1 run of 3.
We can run 2 8s and a 7. Uncle Rick only put 3 in that one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, try not to run with the camera, big guy.
We have Marcy down there cleaning out the rows. Say hi.
What's up?
Really? They all still had water in them.
That quad about killed me. I'm blaming Aiden.
What?
I said I'm blaming Aiden.
So we barely even have enough water to run 10 pipes. You got me wet.
Yeah. I can't remember, but I think that's what this stream's supposed to be. It's just kind of like 10 or 12. Ditch banks like these.
Yeah, but I take back. Pretty soft one.
They are that. Alright, we got this one changed, but you can see out there, there's a pretty good hole about where the dikes end and the furrows start. So it's just running wherever the hell it feels like going. So this might be a fun run to get done. But I threw an extra tube in here, because we're kind of in the center. Hopefully it'll push out and help move them down a little bit faster. I guess we'll see in about 3.5 hours. Ethan's over there making mud pies, throwing mud everywhere. Marcy's standing here freezing because she didn't bring a jacket.
Not that cold.
I must just be a wimp because I'm freezing. Alright, we're going to go watch Jeremy. He's over here chiseling, furrowing, getting that field ready to go. So we'll go watch him for a minute. Holy hell, that is hard. That's what's funny, this corn really wasn't showing too much dry. I can't believe how hard that is. On the ends where you turn around, it gets packed so freaking hard. Yep. I think it's time to head back to the house and get some more water.
Or soda.
Or sody.
Quit it.
Kid.
Who weirdo is this?
I don't know, but he breaks that washer fluid jug open. I'm gonna beat him.
Well, I don't have it.
Yeah,
See?
now.
See? I don't have it.
You knew the camera was coming.
No, I did not.
Tried his new entrance. An exit for the first time. Whee! Whoop. Oof. Needs a little work. We do need a rain. Holy crap, it's dry. But the new drain's working good. As Ethan calls it, the pipe of the unknown. Sometimes I wonder if he's not smoking something.
We do have a marijuana plant over there.
There is a marijuana plant right over here.
Hey.
Oh. But yeah, we got some good water down the bottom. Making sure we're getting soaked up. I'm gonna say we got to get this field soaked up good because I think this is the contest field. He enters a couple of fields in a contest every year to see who can get the highest amount of bushels around here. He's won it a few years. We'll see what he does this year. I thought I was gonna get out of water in this field down here on Zittos, any of them, because Aiden's supposed to be watching him, but apparently he's in a boot because he either tore a bunch of ligaments or he broke his foot. So I haven't seen him yet today to see exactly what happened, but something to do with his dirt bike. So next time I see him, we'll get him on here and he can tell you what happened. We're gonna go help Jeremy fill up with fertilizer. And of course, it'd have to start hailing while we're doing this.
Yeah.
That's a handy little machine. But isn't that going to set that in backwards? Is that what you want? It's a Monday. That's why I don't make him mad. I would never be able to move that thing by myself. I think we got to bring it up a little bit. You want dirt under it, or do you want gravel? nice not having to set dams here. That bucket's just a hair too small.
I wish I was recording you falling in the ditch.
At least there's no water in it when I fell in.
Yeah. I just got pelted in the air by a piece of hail.
You can go get in the truck so you're not so cold. Don't get off of it, please. Until it's set. Who's that on the four-wheeler? That's the 4th time I've seen him down here.
He's driving 50 miles.
Yeah. They just went down to the corner or to the river and then back.
I wonder if it's
Oh, might be. Huh?
There.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I had the camera tipped down a little bit. I'm new to this YouTube thing. Over. There you go. Careful. Hey, your mother broke the end of my shovel.
Who did?
Your mother. That's a temporarily permanent fix. We'll do a little bit of touch up after the first couple of waterings. But that's going to be nice not having to set a dam no more. Get off. Thank you. Okay. Take my shovel and go to the truck.
It started.
It's hailing. And it's freezing. And now the bed of the truck won't go down. I think we got a little too much weight on the end. There it goes. Maybe. It's trying. He's like, that dog's like, what's going on? Uh-oh. There he goes, okay. Alright, I better go move the truck. Alright, it's about 11 o'clock at night. Jeremy and I just changed this field on Zittos onto the last run. It's the 17th of June, and it's only 40 degrees outside. They're forecasting a low of 33. I hope we don't get that cold. But it's cold enough now you can actually see the steam coming off the water running down the rows of corn. Well, you guys can't because, you know, it's pretty dark. But when we're out there walking through it with the headlamps on, you can see the steam coming off of it. I think that's going to be about the end of this video. Jeremy's going to shut this stream off in about an hour and a half. And then with the drain of the ditch, it'll finish that run. Then we'll start it back in the morning. I think he wants to maybe water or run a triticale over there and then get that lower field set up that we just put that head gate in. So yeah, I'm gonna go home, get cleaned up, go to bed for a couple hours, and get up, start the water in the morning by Uncle Ron's house.